not just Ghana. This is happening across the West African region. Let's just go to Nigeria. Our brothers just here, who just had their, Nigerian gave us this, like in 2022, this whole Peter Obi thing gave us a glimpse of hope that we can actually jump away from this two-party system,
entrenched political,
entrenched tribal political association, and do something different. Somebody we believe is carrying the agenda we want we can share in. Like, we are talking every day that we want to see change, want to see growth, because Ghana has too much. Africa has too much to be where we are. And they pushed it. So on social media, it looked like Charlie, the man was going to win. But on the grounds, the results that came out showed that, as usual, they were voted according to tribal political association, because the party that won got the highest percentage.
They have this north-south sort of agreement in Nigeria where the north president is voted for from the north, or has what's the name? His background is from the north, or is a northerner for 4 years, and then now they vote a southerner, which is mainly the Yoruba tribe, and then Peter Obi is an Igbo man,
East, right?
With eastern Nigeria, the Biafra type people, Now, we felt that with the popularity of Obi, that dynamic, as you said, was going to change. But actually, when you look at the pecking order
for the results, right?
For the results, it was just a reflection of that same thing. So Tinubu
won.
Yes.
Then the second party from the second biggest party. So there are two big political parties in Nigeria. So as usual, it was first, it was second, then Labour, which is Peter Obi's new formed party, was the third. And
yes, Tinubu is Yoruba. So basically, what's the name? Buhari is from the north. He's done 8 years. Now Tinubu takes over from the south, basically echoing all the trend that has happened. So we're hoping that Obi would have disrupted that, but he didn't. And then he falls third because the Igbos are like the third tribe in terms of popularity
in
Nigeria.
Is it correlate? Like, is it in correlation to their numbers as well? So it's like the north bigger, the south is second. So it means they are still voting on party lines,
party lines. That's unwritten agreement between north and south. So it's no wonder that the Igbos or the Biafra states want to break away, because they don't find representation. That's what you do. When you have deep-seated political tribal lines, people will be cut out. Smaller minorities will be cut out. And then that's the seeds.
But aside that, I don't want us to just look at Peter Obi from the party line. I think aside that, he presented a new Nigeria that they saw could work. Because even when he was in governance, apparently he's one of the only ones who retained money that he did not use back to the state.
Yeah.
Like, do you get it? He has shown that he's incorruptible. He's shown that he's working for the people, and he had been governor. Do you get it? So they've seen his work. He's proved that he can do what he's saying he can do as a president. So I don't want us to make it look like, okay, maybe because the Biafra want to step out, that is why.
No, I'm not saying. I am saying that it's because of the lack of representation. The fact that people, once we are voting on minority on ethnic and tribal lines, the smallest tribes will never get the chance to.
It's true. Even in Ghana,
exactly. So that is, then let's form our own country.
Or they want to form their own country.
The Biafra, the Eastern Nigeria. That's why they've tried. That's why there was the Biafran War, and that's why they are trying so hard to form Biafra Republic, so they can get the representation.
This Nigeria election, I am still grappling with facts that Nigerians actually voted for Tinubu, and it only tells me that what happens on the internet is not a true reflection of what is on the ground, because even if in the case that is in court right now, this election petition, and it looks like
it's been thrown out.
Exactly. So it only tells you that what we actually see on the internet is not a true reflection of what is really happening on the ground. But Africa as a continent on its own, as a whole, obviously is lacking, is way behind in terms of everything, development, everything. And that is why we are happy with people like Sam Jonah when they come out to speak, because a lot of people, especially in this part of the world, are taught to respect authority, are taught not to question things that happen. So if people who find themselves to have an amplified voice, we will then encourage them to come out more, speak about these things. Because someone who is at Makola, if she says it, except that the old lady who was wearing red and said that one sat with us because it was very,
you can't say it.
Yes, okay. But no one would listen to that woman at Makola. But for someone like Sam Jonah, who has attained a lot, even business-wise and everything, we need more people like that to speak up. Speak up, because if you don't, you people have the amplified voice, you people have the louder voices, and you are supposed to for lack of better word, maybe gatekeepers to the voiceless. So we need more of these people, and that is how we get, because no matter what, change must happen. At some point,
because it borders on quality of life, it borders on even life expectancy, which in Africa or sub-Saharan Africa is lower than the rest of the world, right? So that's it. But what he says about people with amplified voice, talking or voicing sentiments about underdevelopment and bad governance and whatever it is, brings my mind to civil society organizations.
Yeah, they've been
which civil society organization didn't we hear during Mohammed's time?
It's crazy.
That they even did Occupy Flagstaff House, and then you see the middle class. I saw doctors.
And the last time you were talking about the fact that how America was built
by civil society.
So these things.
So all of a sudden, where's Occupy Ghana?
They're in the Flagstaff House.
They're in the government.
They're in Flagstaff House.
Where's that one?
Imani tried.
Imani, frankly, Kubo is still speaking. As for he still voices out.
So many of them, and they are nowhere to be found.
So many people say that this civil society organizations come, they get a voice, people trust them, and then
the politicians just
lose them. As I said, if you are the one coming to stop me from meeting my ends meet, the enrichments that we have said.
Exactly.
We have to take care of.
And you know why they are quiet? Let me ask you this. One rule of etiquette, please. When you are at the table, when you are eating, what do they tell you?
Do not talk.
You gotta eat and talk.
Yeah.
It's just simple courtesy and it's simple etiquette. And table manners.
Okay,
but
so
they are
absorbing
everything they stand for everything they stand for when it's not going well for them. Everything they stand for when it is well for them. See,
they are observing good table
individual
manners. Good table manners.
Oh no, but seriously, let's talk about the Peter Obi thing. His the case about the election thing has been, I think, the court says he doesn't have enough merit, so the case has been, I don't know what's the word for it, like they strike the case out because there's claim of irregularities and corrupt practices that he claims, but he couldn't give specific. So I'm saying this procedure happens a lot in Ghana. Election petition, we've had it twice. It didn't change anything. Nigeria has had their first one. It didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Is this going to serve as a precedent so that when elections happen, we know that your court crash?
The candidate don't even bother. The party will even bother taking it anywhere.
That is the statement. That is the watch. You know the thing that was trending that you're talking about, the eyes on the judicial.
All
That's
eyes
what
on
he
the
was
judicial.
saying. Hashtag all eyes on him, because he's saying that when these things keep happening, because the case was not tried openly, like for everybody to see, but the judgment was live for everybody to hear. If I didn't see the process,
it sends a bad signal.
exactly, it sends a bad signal to people, and then the next
Nigeria
person
is a
that
very
comes in,
volatile country.
the next person that comes will be like, oh, this won't happen, so then let's go to the street.
Yeah.
After all, you go to court, nothing will
will come
happen.
out of it.
And his
I think
problem
the
was,
other
I want
side-
to
okay,
say
you
before you come in,
finish.
his problem was in the irregularities that the court was saying he had. It was because he was having challenges with INEC to get those details, just like the way the current Mahamwan kept saying that EC will not give them the data they want.
Bring their own data. Look, in the Ghana case, there's precedent that every political party should become their own electoral commission.
They have to.
In the sense that you have to learn to collate your own results. If you don't collate your own results, you have nothing to take to
court
or go to court with.
Where's
And that
your
was
patience?
what NDC couldn't do. But that was what MPP did 4 years ago and did quite well, which is why that was the closest election petition we got.
That was 8 years ago.
Yeah, 8 years ago. That we got that nearly resulted in a solid verdict, right?
Yeah.
However, see, the judiciary in West Africa is quite young. Now, giving them that responsibility of one, overturning an election, competitively run election, will seem very difficult for them to do, because they'll be looking at the ramifications of it.
Yeah.
Maybe the best they can do is maybe go for a runoff. And when they go for a runoff or a rerun, we'll go for a rerun, and then the person who lost the first time wins. What's going to happen? So sometimes they look at that. It means that the evidence you must have
For that to happen.
it must be undoubted.
Yeah.
You know, it must be compelling
Beyond reasonable doubt.
for it to be.
Because it's
For it
like
to
sentencing
mean
someone
something.
to life imprisonment.
Yeah.
So it has to be
So that's
beyond
really
reasonable
difficult. So
doubt.
that makes some sense to some extent.
But so to say that if these petitions are really having effect at all, I would say there would be some level of effect, because then from every petition something new is discovered, something new is learned. We learn something new and all of that. So, but it's just that is that grand change that is very visible that we are not seeing in today's time.
I'll keep saying that.
You get it. But hopefully, once, because like I said, change must happen at some point.
Are you going to be the change we need? Go and be.
It will
No,
start
but
from
wait.
me. It will start from
I'm
you,
saying something.
you.
I'm calling it